What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace Girl, and today we're gonna get into my updated foundation routine. So I told y'all when I got the new Givenchy concealer that I would do the routine for you. So I got it in the mail, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, and so I was like, okay, we're gonna film this video today. So I will show you how I have changed what I do when it comes to my makeup and all the different setting sprays and all that type of stuff I use. Because I've been using like 2 and 3 setting sprays now to get the face done. Now you don't necessarily have to do that. You can just use 2. I'll show you which 2 you can use when we get there. But let's start off with some new stuff. So I'm going to start off with what I told y'all this video was going to be about. But I do have a new primer as well. Y'all know I had to get the Glow Recipe Primer. So let's start off with this. So this is the Givenchy Prism Libre Skincare 24-Hour Hydrating Radiant Correcting Creamy Concealer. It retails for $37, and I got the shade N45 Tan to Deep with Neutral Undertones. I wasn't sure which one to get, so this is the one I grabbed. Hopefully it's light enough to my liking. Y'all know I like, you know, a brighter under eye, a little bit brighter than other people my skin tone generally do. So I usually go 2 shades up, whereas like, I think Jackie and Andre Renee do like 1. Anyway, this is a revolutionary hydrating 24-hour wear concealing formulated with 95% natural origin ingredients that conceals, corrects, and cares for skin. The coverage is medium, the finish is radiant, and the formulation is cream. It has plant-based glycerin. Offers up to 24 hours of hydration and maintains skin's moisture barrier. It has capucine extract. It's CAPUCIN. Adds radiance and enhances natural glow of complexion. Then it has cornflower complex, which decongests and soothes the skin. The water-resistant formula of the medium coverage multi-purpose concealer illuminates as it provides 24-hour hydration and radiance, with offering a natural result. Immediately, the cooling effect of the creamy texture creates a refreshing sensation on the eye area, while improving skin quality. The result is a visibly smoother, hydrated, lifted appearance and more even looking eye area. So that's what it's claiming to do. Of course, we have to start off with primer though, so we're gonna start off with this new Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. So I'm using it as a primer. I heard that's what it's supposed to be for. So I was excited to find out about it. They say it's best for oily combination in normal skin. So if you have dry skin, they're saying that this might not necessarily be for you. But then when you look underneath it, it says it is. So I don't know. This is an all-in-one silicone-free primer that visibly refines pores over time while immediately blurring the look of skin and absorbing oil for a natural, soft-focused satin finish. So it's for normal, dry combination and oily skin. Obviously, it's for pores, uneven texture, and oiliness. The formulation is a lightweight liquid. It has topeka and rice. It's visible and immediate reduce pore size and allow for a smooth makeup application. And then it has encapsulated BHA and strawberry enzymes to smooth the look of uneven texture over time. Plant-derived pore minimizer and strawberry leaf extract absorb excess oil to visibly minimize and blur pores quickly and over time. This skincare makeup hybrid prolongs makeup wear and mops up excess shine for up to 8 hours. Encapsulated BHA and strawberry enzyme visibly reduce pore size over time, while mattifying topeka and rice create a visibly blurring effect. Wear under makeup for a natural satin finish or use as a touch-up in place of blotting paper. I didn't know it was supposed to do all that. So how about that? Okay. I did not know about all that. And this retails for $32. So as soon as this launched, I was on it. I was like, yes, give it to me. I tried to wait and see if it was going to come in store, but then it didn't. So then I was like, I guess we had to, you know, do it here with us. Let me zoom you on in. So now I ended up randomly changing my makeup routine one day, mind you. Like, it wasn't like something I planned. I was like, yes, we need to switch it up and do something different. Like, no, literally what happened was I was getting ready for work and I was like, we're gonna try something different. So instead of putting my setting spray on immediately, sorry, I was trying to find a palette that had a mirror in it to put this primer on with. But like, instead of putting my setting spray on immediately, I literally put all my face products on first, and then I like, okay. Oh, it's very creamy. I went to go squeeze it, turned a certain way, and then work out. Now all this just fell in my hand, so got lots of rub on my face there. So we're gonna see how this works out. So just tapping it nicely and start rubbing it. But yeah, I ended up like not spraying my face afterwards, and I just like, well, let's just put all the products on now and see if it'll last longer than the way y'all typically see me do it, was like spray a little bit, then add some more and spray a little bit after we do a second part, and then spray at the end type thing. So I was like, we just gonna do it all at one time. Ooh, this does feel nice and cooling. Random side note, it was just nice and cooling on my face. And so that's what I ended up doing. It actually ended up making my makeup turn out pretty nice. So I'm wondering how this routine is gonna work when summer hits, when I'm like actually really super oily, because I'm not like super oily right now because it's, you know, like winter, springtime, and it just snowed yesterday here in Chicago. So, you know, she's not too, you know, excited about that. I had to get up around 1 in the afternoon because Adriangameover came, woke me up. He's like, Mommy, it's snowing. I'm like, oh, let's go before, you know, it gets bad, because I'm not trying to drive in the snow. We need to get all this done. I'm gonna have to film my Fantasy Cosmetica video tonight because the palette is out for delivery to my house right now while I'm sitting here filming it. So I will have to return later on tonight just to film. But yeah, so that's exciting because I didn't think it's gonna get here that quick. My Muse Beauty palette still isn't here. Sorry, my Muse palette from Cosmic Brush is still in here. Sorry, my hair was getting on my nerves. I'll take it down when I have to do sexy posing pictures, but you know, we don't need it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna just do my typical foundation routine, just start off with. So I got the Givenchy foundation, of course. Y'all know I got a matte version. This is a skin caring matte. I wear the shade W420. So I'm just take a couple pumps of it to start off with, just to see how she's working. Plus I want y'all to see how, you know, it goes on top of the primer if it smooths out. It did feel cool on the face. I don't necessarily feel like it smoothed out my pores, but maybe I should like pressed it in. And the formula on that one is different than the formula on some of the other ones I have. I feel like the formula it's most similar to is the Libre one, just upon like feeling the texture of it. It definitely had this smoothness of the Libre one, but the Libre one isn't like, doesn't have that cooling sensation that this one has, but it definitely has like that feel that the Libre does. But I feel like the Libre one is a little bit thicker too in texture from what I remember. So there's that. Let's blend around out these two pumps and see how they look, and if it looks smoother on the skin. I love this foundation. This is one of my favorite luxury foundations. I think I gave y'all a video a while ago on like my favorite luxury foundations. I'm pretty sure this was in there along with my Gucci and some other stuff. But yeah, it definitely is. Okay. It looks really nice and smooth over my pore with its primer, so I'm liking that. I kind of want to compare these primers in this video just because I want to see how the textures are different. I might do a video on that, like a battle of the pore filling primers, and see which one makes the skin the smoothest. Because I was thinking it was going to be similar to the Peace Out one, where like the formula of it was like that kind of thickness. Because I feel like that one's thicker than this one. This one is really like thinning. And I like this one better than the Peace Out one. Just random side note. So there's that. I think I want one more pump just to cover up a little bit of what's going on here. But the only thing is I don't want to put too much on, and then, you know, the pores end up looking cakey because I put so much on. So I think we might just leave it alone, even though I would prefer to put more on. But we have to try out this concealer too, and that'll help us know if it's medium coverage or not. So let me get the sponge and the excess product I have, try to press it in here and see if that'll help with cover. And then we're gonna go into my concealer. It dried down pretty nicely. I'm really liking the way this primer is looking on the pores. I definitely feel like I always feel like the pores on this side look more pronounced than on this side though. So I'm feeling like they're just looking a little more pronounced on this side than it is on this side. I don't know if there's more texture on my face on this side than that side, but obviously I'm sure that's supposed to happen over time, fixing, you know, that whole situation. So we'll have to see. But let's swatch this color and see how I'm feeling about it, girl. Okay, so it's not as light as I was hoping it would be, but hopefully I like the way it looks on. See, I want it to be lighter than it is, so I'm kind of a little disappointed because I feel like it's not as light as I was hoping, but we'll see how it goes, girl. So let's see. But it has a corrector in it too, so that's what I need to keep reminding myself. Like, it's not just like a normal contour, it's correcting as well. Y'all know the drill, I'm gonna drag it down. And again, I told y'all, I still do the old method of concealing the way other people don't, just because I want the extra coverage on the cheeks, but it's like I don't want it to be too cakey because you put on a whole bunch of foundation there. So that's personally why I do it, until those like hyperpigmentation, dark spots disappear. Or some days I feel like color correcting, and then some days I don't. But since it has a color corrector in it, hopefully that'll help along with that. And on those days when I don't get that much sleep, so that's why I bring my concealer so low still, because I know people do that cute little 1-2 situation underneath the eyes, and that's why I don't do it. Because I don't know who's finding this video, and if you knew and you like, why is she putting on all that concealer? That's why I do it the way I do it. But it's a teach his own type thing. That's what's so wonderful about me. It's teach his own. There are like core rules that everybody usually follows, but it's like it's supposed to be created for a reason, so there's that. So it does feel cooling on the skin when you first put it on, like they said. I'm here for it. So now what I normally do is I put on my bronzer. So I got the Sculptino in the shade Simon from, you call it Tower 28. When I went in store to get the bronzer, to get the blushes from House Labs to try the same day for you all, they did not have my shade in store. They literally had everybody else's shade in store except this one. Like the darker shade was not in store, so I had to order this online with the concealer. So I was kind of disappointed in that. So it's like, you could literally bring everybody's shade in store except mine. I wasn't feeling it. I said that in the first video I did with the Gucci foundation. I'm saying it now, like I just wasn't feeling it. And let me drag it on up this way. I like the product, it's okay. It's just I don't like how many times I have to dip into it in order to get like as much coverage as I'm hoping for to do like the whole face, because I feel like I have to dip in this a lot more than I have to do my other cream products when I'm putting this on to do my face. So that's the only downside of this to me, because the emollients of it is fine. It's just I don't feel like I should have to dip into it like 4 times just to do the whole of my face. And like with this product, I feel like I had to do that because this is the second time I've done it on camera, and I feel like I have to dip in it too many times in order to get, you know, what I need from it. So I'm kind of just like, So it's a good product overall. Just be prepared to have to dip in it quite a bit. But then, like I said in the other video, it could just be the brush I'm using. If I had a different brush, maybe I'd be able to pick up more product. I don't know. But the fact that I had to dip into it so many times, like including right now, just to get the pigmentation, not the pigmentation, but like the product to where I need it to be, this, you know. Now we're gonna blend it out. I'm interested to see if the color corrector is gonna help underneath the eyes, because I don't feel like I slept that well for that long today. So I'm just kind of like, we'll get to test out the color correcting theory today, because normally on Fridays I usually sleep pretty well because I know I don't have to go to work the next day and I can just sleep in or whatever. But I didn't that well last night, so I'm kind of like, I need the color correction situation to work. Now normally I would have my brush to put bronzer in between the nose area. I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna skip over that. So now we can blend out this concealer, see how it works. I do smell a very slight perfume scent. Just keep that in mind. It's gonna be that slight perfume scent because, you know, it's a Gucci brand. But you know, it's right there. It's blending out pretty well considering I had it on for a little bit. You know, But you know, some concealers dry quicker than other ones, and this one is doing that, thank goodness. It still feels pretty hydrating, even though I'm like, you know, blending it out. So I'm liking that. Go ahead and blend it out real quick and cute like. I already read the description of the bronzer in another video, which is why I just didn't try to reread it. I mainly tried to focus on like the complexion things as far as like the foundation, concealer, primer, that type of stuff. Cause in the battle of the Gucci foundations, where I do the old Gucci foundation versus the new one, you will see that there. So I think it did an okay job of coming up the dark circles underneath my eyes, considering I didn't get that much sleep last night. I don't know if I necessarily think it color corrected them too much, but you know. Maybe if I put it underneath and started off with using it as a color corrector, then put the foundation on and then put it on top, then I feel like it did more color correcting. But like on its own, I'm not feeling like it's really like color corrected anything. I feel like it just kind of helped with the dark circles with the medium coverage going on. I feel like I could use a tad bit more underneath the eyes, but it's like we're just gonna leave the way it is. It's fine, it's not that deep. Okay, so now I'm gonna go with the powder. So I'm taking the LYS shade Ambition Medium Tan with their translucent setting powder. I'm just setting my eyes with that. But yeah, this definitely is not giving the brightness I was hoping for, because I bought too deep of a shade. But it was hard to pick the shades online. So we just have to rock with this one, because I'm not going to return it. Because it's not like I can go in store and just pick up another one. If this is a product I can go in store and pick up another one, I would definitely like go ahead and return this. But it doesn't work like that, so I can't do that, unfortunately. So you can use a setting powder as far as like a press setting powder, or you can use a loose one. I've done both this technique, and you know, it's worked out fine for me. But lately I've been using the press ones just because like I don't want to deal with the mess of opening the container and pressing it all in. And I've been like, you know, in a rush to get to work lately, because I haven't been sleeping well or that long for a while now. So the press one just makes less time and less mess. So I've been going with it. Plus, y'all know I got the new Nars one in, and then I got the I'm still playing with the new Charlotte Tilbury brightening one too. So that's another reason I've, you know, not really been trying to use my loose powder. But when I do, I try to use the ones for like the net, so it's not as big of a mess or as big of a hassle to use. So I'd be using like the what do you call it, the like the ones from House Labs and ones with nets and stuff like that. So the Huda Beauty, things like that. Now we're gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in the shade Deep. I'm gonna just pat that on the face. Now at home, I would be using the Makeup for Everyone, because I'm still trying out that one that we just tried in a video, what was it, like a week ago or something. I'm gonna try out the new one, because I have to put it obviously in the complexion corner, even though I feel like you should know how I feel about it, just because, you know, it's Makeup Forever, and I already had 2 of the powder, because I had one just for here and then I had one for my house, so that shows how I feel about it right there, you know. Of course the battery decided wants to die, because it always does this to me when I'm trying to like film a video. So we're gonna come back and then I'll do bronzer. So the bronzing kit I'm gonna use is like this face palette from Lethal. As you can see, I've made quite the nice dent in the bronzer here because I really like it. So we're gonna use this bronzer, then we're gonna use this highlighter, and then I'm gonna try out the Attention Seeker blush from Patrick Star, since everybody's so obsessed with it, and see how it works on someone my skin tone, because I've been in on my skin tone with it. Probably because we think it's a little too light and we're a little scared, but you know, I was like, I'll take the L and I'll try it out, especially because I found literally the last one in my store when I went to go pick up the if y'all remember when I went to go pick up the Makeup Forever and the House Labs blush that they had in the store, literally last one in the store, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. Anyway, I gotta go get a battery, girl. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so let's get to the bronzer. So I'm just gonna go in bronzing. This is really pigmented, so bear that in mind. As you see, I tipped into it just a little bit, and it was just like a whole lot, and I'm just like, ooh, It definitely bronzes up the skin nicely, and I think it's like a gorgeous color. So whoever picked these curated face palettes, bravo to you, because honey, I'm loving it. I'm living for it.
Make love.
And I just go around and set everything. And it's jawline real quick and cute, like, you know. I would normally put something between the nose again to set the cream in, but since we didn't do that today, I'm not doing all that. Save myself that little bit of hassle. Now let's get into this brush. So, kind of nervous because, you know, it just ain't, instead of made people look like me, so I'm just kind of like, But I don't think this is like the Patrick Ta one where you're supposed to put the cream on first. I mean, put the powder on first and then the cream. So we just gonna go with the cream and pray because it's looking real ashy and disrespectful like. So, let's see. Yep, see, look, look how ashy she look. Child, she ashy. Some lotion under the kneecap, she ashy. Ooh, honey, she ashy. This is why you don't see nobody look like us wearing this. Anybody look like me? This is why you don't see me wearing this, child. That's what I appreciate about the House Labs one, because it's like, even though it's a light pink, it's a light pink that works for a good majority of skin tones, where this one is like clearly not made for anyone with any sort of melanin. I feel like at best maybe Dionluvsmakeup and like Karen Harris could wear this shade, but after that it's like, yeah, no, just give up on that drink, because I feel like I look ashy and crazy right now. But you know, we're gonna keep going because it's already on my face, and who finna redo this whole makeup routine? It ain't me. So it's kind of blending away to nothing though now that I think about it. But see, like, where do you really see? I mean, I feel like I see a little whitish pink cast on my face, but that's it. So let's dip into the powder and be brave. And if it don't work out, then I will put, oh, it's not working out as bad. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, Patrick, maybe I should take it back. Hold, please. Hold, please, Patrick. Let me evaluate life, and then I'm gonna put the shimmery one on top of it as well, just because, you know, it's here, we're here, everyone's here, y'all know the drill. It's here, I'm here, you're here, we're here. So let's put them all on. Just put it all on. It actually looks way better than I expected it to. Okay, Patrick. Cause I'm like, I know it's a trend, but I like brands that come up with the trend that still works for a good majority of people. And I'm finding that, and I'm shocked that Lady Gaga's works for a good majority of people. So it didn't look that bad, okay. I thought it was gonna look worse than it does. Let me put it that way. I thought it was gonna look worse than it does, and it doesn't. So I'm okay with it now. Okay, so let's put the shimmery part on top of it to make it look extra and glowy. As Auntie Jack would say, loved by Lord, you know. I'm liking the fact that I'm seeing purplish, bluish like undertones in the shimmer. I don't know why, but it's giving me all the feels and vibes, and I like it. And don't worry about how saturated I made it. Y'all know I'm about to spray my face like 15 times over, and it's gonna calm down. So that's why I'm just like la paint on like a crazy person, not concerned about how I look right now, because we all know I'm gonna spray my face 20 times, and then just about all of it will disappear and look like a normal blush would, like a light sprinkling of blush. So now let's get into this highlighter palette again. I mean, this face palette again. We're gonna go into the highlighter in here. I'm gonna take this nice little gold moment. To me, this gives like, you know, a mild version of Fenty Trophy Wife. Without all the sparkle and glitter. It's like, so Trophy Wife had the right idea, but it's like I just didn't want all the sparkle and glitter on a girl. If he hadn't given me all the sparkle and glitter, like, we'd have been fine. But all the sparkle and glitter was just like, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. So this is one of my preferred face palettes to use when I'm here. If I'm not sure which blush I want to use or which highlighter I want to use, I just grab this face palette and know that it'll work, because, you know, all these tones were curated for someone with my skin tone. So I would definitely say check out the Lisa face palettes if you're interested in getting a face palette, because I think they have great products in there. Now we are at the end, darlings. So show you the 3 setting sprays I use here. So what I'll do is I'll try to get one that's like a blurring setting spray Then I'll do like a hydrating setting spray, and then I'll end with one that's supposed to super saturate and mattify the face. So I'm gonna start off with this one. This is the glass spray. Now you don't have to necessarily do it this way. I just do it this way because I have a whole bunch of different setting sprays, because y'all know I am, you know, a content creator, so I have lots of makeup sitting around. So that's how I decided to do it. So I'm gonna start off with this one right here. And this one's almost empty because this is the one I use in the bathroom pretty consistently. Okay, so we'll start by spraying it and pat it in. What I would normally do, we'll pat, pat, pat. I'm using y'all like a mirror. Let me get my light more out. So sorry. Let me. And y'all see the blush is already calming down quite a bit just from me doing the first spray. We got 2 more we still got to do, so you know. But I just found that it lasts longer throughout the day when I spray it all 3 times at the end with all the different setting sprays. So next we're gonna go on with this more blurring setting spray, if you will. It says it has shine control, but I remember reading that it said it blurred when I first did the video. This Light Velvet Air from Makeup Forever, and I've almost used this up too from doing that technique. So I'm gonna take this. Okay. I'm gonna pat down the face scrub again. Press all that in, and my blush has calmed down quite a bit, but it still looks nice and it still looks good. So okay, Patrick. Okay, Patrick. And I feel like my pores still look pretty nice and blurred. The concealer is blending in nicely with the face and looking nice. It's not giving as much brightness as I was hoping, but I can put on a really lighter powder or just mix in a lighter concealer with it. It has kind of the same benefits it has in order to get it where I want it to be. So that's not that big a deal to me. And then the last one we use is the one that we literally just spray and we don't press it into the face. So that's going to be the Charlotte's Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter Setting Spray. So I'm going to just spray that now. So I'm generous with setting spray. If y'all haven't noticed, I use like 3-4 pumps with every single one. And that's my updated foundation routine, ladies. So I literally just save all the setting spray till the end and put all the products on at the beginning to make sure that everything is like, you know, sealed into the face. So this is what our face is looking like with the new primer and the concealer and the bronzer. See, I feel like you don't see that much bronzing going on. I don't know if it's because I put on a lot of blush and the cream blush on top, but I usually like to put the bronzer underneath so that way it'll stand out. But I feel like it's not standing out the way I expected it to, consider how deep it is. So maybe it's not giving the saturation I was hoping for, or maybe I'm just distracted by this bright pink blush, because I feel like in the video when I didn't have on a bright pink brush, I had on a blush that was more close to my skin tone. I feel like the bronzer looks better. So y'all can tell me if in this video or the Gucci video you think it looks better, but I feel like in the Gucci video it looks way better than it does right now. So I don't know if it's because I use a different bronzer, because I did use a different bronzer in that video. I used the Sigma deep matte bronzer, but that bronzer is actually lighter and I felt like it showed up better. So I don't know if it's not enough pigmentation in this for me, or if it's the brush I'm using, but I'm not crazy about it in this video as I was in the last one. So anyway, I'm gonna go do an eye look so I can take some look at me, I think I'm sexy pictures, and then I will come with you all later on tonight and we'll talk about why thoughts on the concealer and how the primer lasted and how the bronzer lasted as well. So I'll see you a little later, girl. But you can comment down below and tell me about this blush, because I'm actually surprised about how nice it looks on my skin tone. I wasn't expecting it to look this good. Okay, Mr. Patrick. So I've returned after many hours of wear in my socialite Sandy voice. So what we're working with, as you can see, my oils have been contained quite well, considering, you know, my new foundation routine. It looks way oilier now than it did in real life. Like when I went to the bathroom, it was hardly any oils, but the lights are making it shiny and look more oily than it actually is. And you notice it's only in places where I had the concealer on, because it's a more radiant concealer, and the LYS powder doesn't promise to be a mattifying powder. So that could just be it, because as y'all can see, the rest of the face, you don't really see any oily or anything going on. So that's why I tried this out. I didn't put on the lips because I'm about to eat before I film the Fantasy Cosmetica video I told y'all about, because it showed up at my doorstep when I got home today at 1 o'clock. But about this concealer and this contour, and what else did we try? Jesus. Oh, this primer. Okay, so let me look at my face. As usual, I just sat down, was like, hi, yeah, let's actually look at what's going on over here though. Yeah, let's do that. So again, I just feel like this side of my face, the pores and the texture is always more prominent than on this side. So I feel like this side looks smoother than this side, but that's just something I find it happens on my face. But otherwise, I feel like it looks pretty good. It looks, I don't know, it just looks more mattified on this side as well. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe the pores are bigger on this side than this side. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm loving the concealer. It's a whole vibe. This is actually an eye tutorial on a colorful eye look, on how I pick the tones for my colorful eye looks. It's one of y'all asked. So I told y'all I was trying to film all that stuff this weekend. So I managed to get all the ones done that people asked me for. And this is one of them. Back to the face. So I feel like the primer lasted well. It felt a little mattifying and tight after I put it on my whole face, but I remember that the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray just does that, so it was probably the setting spray, not necessarily the primer. The concealer, I'm liking it so far. I think it did a good job of covering the under eye circles. I think it did a good job for a pretty good 8 hours of wear, because I've worn it a little over 8 hours, and that might be why I started to look oily in this area, because I put this makeup on at like 9 something in the morning, and it is now like 8 o'clock, so we're past the 8 hour mark that it promised. But I think it held up pretty good for the 8 hour mark that it promised. As far as the contour, I'm not necessarily crazy impressed about it. I am surprised that the blush is still on, though. Bravo to that. Like, y'all can still see, like, I can still see all the blush. Like, the shimmer is still right there, the color is still right there, like on both sides. So bravo to the blush, because I didn't expect it to last that long either. But I guess because it has the cream and force in it, that's what's helping it out. But the bronzer is the thing I'm like least impressed with, because I feel like I have to dip in it too many times, and it's not as emollient as I was. Well, I mean, it's emollient, but I don't feel like it picks up as much on the brush as the older one does. Maybe I just need to work it in some more. Maybe after I've used it a while, it'll pick up easily on the brush, and it's kind of stiff now because it's in its first uses. But that's the only thing I'm kind of disappointed with, because y'all saw I dipped in 4 times just to put it on, so I wasn't necessarily crazy about that. So there's that. But I'm liking the concealer. I'm liking the primer. It felt amazing on the skin. I think it did a good job on the left side of my face anyway. The right side, I mean, sorry, on the right side of my face. The left side is just kind of like otherwise, I'm impressed with pretty much everything I tried. The only disappointing thing to me is the bronzer from Tower 28. I had to wait for it because they had everybody's color in stores that month. So yeah. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the new products that I tried today. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.